everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to do some upgrading to the SCX6. So stay tuned as we're going to put on some new rubber and some different wheels on the big SCX6, getting it ready for its first run. So everybody stay tuned. I'll get these tires off and we will be right back at you on the workbench. Okay guys, so here we are. As you've seen from the start of the video, we're going to do some tire upgrades on the SCX6. And we've got the stock tires off. So the Falcon Wild Peak MTs, they're nice tires. I was going to run them. I may still run them eventually, see how they are. But we picked up the, like everybody else does, we've got the Super Swappers. So the Interco Proline Super Swapper TSL 2.9 G8 rock terrain truck tires. So we're going to put those on. And we also picked up the Proline dual stage foams. I put the camera over top of us for this video, gents, because these are big parts, and I've really had to raise up the camera so that you guys can see this. And I probably won't do every single tire in front of you, but who knows, I might. And I'm just waiting for my battery to charge a little bit more. It was getting kind of dead on me. I should have charged it before, so we might have to do a couple of these by hand, but we'll see how that battery comes. And we're going to change out the bead lock somewhat. So we are going to use some pieces from these factory bead locks, and I'm sure you probably all figured out what I've got in the bag. I was lucky enough to get a hold of these. They came in about a week ago, just as I got the SCX6. I think like 3 or 4 days after I got it, I searched and searched for these. They are a discontinued item. And I probably got the last set in Canada, I think, because I looked at every hobby shop online in Canada that would ship, and I found a set at one place and one place only, and I think I looked at probably 20, maybe 25 different online hobby stores within Canada. I didn't look in the States or anything. I didn't want to be bothered with ordering from the States. I would have gone with something else. But let's pull this open. It hasn't been opened. I just took, of course, my address and stuff off of there. So it's a sealed bag. These have been waiting for the tires, and the tires came in today at my local hobby shop, Avalon Hobbies. And the 2-stage foams I got last week, they came in, but the tires didn't come in, so I had to wait for the tires. And these came in shortly after. So we are going to get them out of the bag here. So we have the Proline Method 2.9 wheel faces, aluminum wheel faces. So these are the gold version, or the bronze, I guess they would call it, the NZ bronze, and they are discontinued. So I think I was very lucky to find these. Like I said, I found them at a hobby store in Ontario, Extreme RC and Raceway. They had two sets left, so I emailed them. They showed that they were in stock, so I sent them an email. They responded back by the next day, like really quick, and said that they had 2 in stock. So I ordered them right away. They didn't have their numbers of how many they had in stock online, so I confirmed that they had 2 before I ordered just 1, and they came in. So these are what's going to go on, and this should be a nice addition to the Honcho. So like I said, I've got the tires off. We may do all of these tires on video. I don't know if my pocket will handle that length of time, but we're going to give it a try and get at least one done. And I still have to bind up the radio, the Spectrum Rugged, to the truck, so I'm going to try and fit that in this video also. It's been a while since I've done a pretty good bench video just on a truck. Besides my build on the MST. So we're going to get going here, and I'm just going to grab my battery for my electric screwdriver, and hopefully it holds up for at least 1 or 2. It was getting a little weak when I was taking the tires off of the SCX6, which is beside me, and I have to get a bigger workbench if I continue to do these big trucks. Because I tell you, just these tires and the foams and the tires, they take up my whole workbench, and this part of my workbench is 2x4. So it just takes up, I'm not used to having these big pieces up on my workbench anymore. So we'll get these out of the way. Yeah, I think these are going to be sweet. I really like the bronze look. They do have the silver still available. They are not discontinued, but these bronze ones, I just like the look of them, and I think they'll look really good on the SCX6 Honcho. So you need all the hardware from these tires. They don't send you with any hardware. Let's just get into one of these. And I'm not usually a Proline guy, but when it comes to the SCX6, and there's a price for you. So I paid 89 bucks a set in Canada. So they weren't cheap. But again, they were the last set. So there it is out of the bag. Look at that shine. All right, really nice. Really like that. Got the Method stamped in there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that in there, but really nice. Oh yeah, and they seal them. Just let me grab a knife. There we go. And there's your caps. So you got aluminum Method caps to go on. These are the stock ones right here. So a little bit different, a lot smaller. Yeah, those are pretty nice. I really like the look of those. So those are out. Oh, we got stickers. Stickers. Everybody likes stickers. They may go on the truck. We'll see. And we'll get these ones out of the way. Like I said, I'm really limited to space here on this bench, but we will do our best. So let's get these caps out. We're going to need these. So I'll get that in there and show you that. And we'll get this one out. I guess we can get these out of the way because we're not going to use them. They're just going to be in my way. I just wanted to show you them that these are the stock plastic caps with the black rhino stamped on it. I don't mind these beadlocks even though they're plastic. But these, I'm telling you, are just going to look so much better. Like, look at that. And we're going with the Super Swampers. But we need to take pieces off of here because we need them. So that's what it looks like with the cap on. And the screws just hold the cap in there. So perfect. I like it. So let's get one of these apart. Very simple to do. It's a beadlock. Screws are all on the back, but we need all the guts. And then, yeah, I guess that's the best way to start is get all the guts out because I can't do anything. Well, I could put the foams in, but we'll start with that. So hopefully this won't be too long of a video. If it is, it is. Again, I don't really care how many views I get, as long as I'm putting content up and showing you guys what I'm doing and sharing my my hobby with you. Well, I think I think I had that in there for about an hour juicing up before I started the video. It took me a while to get everything set up and figure out where I was going to put the camera, and so I figured above is the best. I think you're seeing what I'm doing. Again, I got the DJI connected to my phone so I can make sure that I'm staying in the shot, and I think I am. So we'll do this one tire here. So this is probably one of the most important first upgrades to do. The foams and tires, or at least foams anyways, from every video that I've seen the guys complaining that the tires had too much sidewall bend, like way too much, and they are nice sticky tires, but they are pretty soft and they're really vented, which is not a bad thing either. I don't like putting holes in my tires. I'm not a big water run guy, so I don't worry too much about getting water in there. All right, so we got that, and I think we just have to push this out like so. So there's the old one, or the stock one, I guess. It's not old. And do the same with the back ring. Just push it out. And then we'll try to get the center ring out because they're a little bit bigger than what I'm used to. And they've got that little bit of a... So the tires have black foam in them. I thought it might have been a white foam, but it's a black foam. And there we go. So I might still use these eventually. I might put some anti-foams in these and try out a set of anti-foams in here. See if I can find some online and print my own or buy some. I do have 3D printers, so yeah. So that's that. That's one apart. Should we just continue taking these apart and getting them out of the way? Let's do that. Let's just take the next one apart. So what you're going to need is you're going to need the ring and the center ring. And of course that you will not need because we're replacing it with the Proline Methods. So let's take another one apart. And you know what I think I will do is just do two here. Stopping and starting the DJI Pocket is kind of a pain in the butt because sometimes it loses connection with my phone when I stop it, and I don't want to lose connection with the phone because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is in your view of the video here. And you see a little bit more over here than down here like normal, but it's because I lifted the DJI up a little bit on the system that I have above my desk here to get a wider shot of more of the desk because I'm covered in parts here. 2 bags of tires and 2 bags of foam take up my whole workbench, except for this little piece in the center. And once we get these out of the way and we get the tires and that out, we'll do that next here. And I might just stop the video here and then come back so I'm not wasting too much of your time. But I don't know. Again, I haven't done too many really long videos in a while. Whoops. Yeah, see, we're just so limited to space here. So there's another one. They were in there really good. And that ring, we don't need that. We'll move that out of the way. Problem is if I want to use these tires in the future, I'm going to have to get another set of rims. Or I can order another set of the stock rims, I guess. Alright, so there we've got a center out and another tire out. And that foam, look at that foam there. It's not fully, it's got like, see how it's pinched it. It looks like it was pinched in there maybe, in that bead, and it ripped it a bit. Maybe. It's weird. Okay, so there's 2 of those done. What I will do is I will stop here, and then I'm going to come back. I'll get these out, and I will get these out, and then we'll go from there. So hold on, I'll be right back. In a flash. Okay guys, we're back like a flash. Here we are. Just poof, everything is done. Yeah, I wish. So we've got all the tires and 2-stage foams out of the bag, and the methods, Proline Methods, out of the bags. All the tires stripped, all the inner beads and back bead lock piece stripped, ready to go. And here's all the fronts. Pretty heavy duty plastic actually. This molded ABS is pretty heavy duty. There's a lot of weight there. But anyways, we're not going to use those. Not on this one anyways. And here's the foams that came out of the Super Swampers. It's a little better than the stock ones. I got the stock one still here, but it kind of feels the same almost. There's not much of a difference there, I don't think. But so we took those out. I'm not sure what the hell I'll use those for. I'll just put them somewhere. I'm running out of space here to put these big things, but we'll find somewhere for them. So we'll get right into putting one of these together. And 2 stages are a pain in the butt. And I think these are going to be a real pain in the butt to get in, because look at that. You can fold these, but you got to be careful not to break them, so you can fold them like that to get them in. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And here is that bump out, or bead, I guess you would call it, to keep the center ring and this foam from moving around. So we've got to get that inset in there too when we get the beads going back in, to make sure that that's nice and set in there. So yeah, this could be fun. I've used 2-stage foams before, but not this big and with that little tiny hole. So trying to get that in there is going to be fun. This shouldn't be too bad because they're pretty thin. When you're looking at the 2-stage, it's getting the center piece in. That may be a bitch. So I don't think I'm going to probably do all of these on here, because we could be here a while. And I would like to get this done sometime today. So we're just going to start with the center foam and make it into a nice little ball. Something. So this is how I usually would do these. Just fold them like that. And then one more time, if you can, so that when you get them in there, you just got to open them up and they stay pretty good. So this is kind of how I do it. And then you just kind of let them open up in there. Just make sure they're out within the bead there. And then you just work it. See, these are always the easiest piece to get in there. And then you just got to work it around, because they are pretty big. They're actually bigger than the tire. So I don't want any bulges and crinks in there. So you just got to work them out. Take your time and work around them a little bit, just to make sure you don't get any build up anywhere. And when you run them, just crank the freaking throttle and it'll straighten them out, I would hope. But I don't want to really do that. So there, we've got that one in. Looks pretty good. A little bit of a, you just got to kind of stretch them within the tire. And you get rid of all of those. Get them even in there. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sure you guys have all done this before. Maybe not on this scale, but I'm sure you use them. Now this is the fun one, because you can only get it like so. And you got to try and get your finger in there like so. And you just have to do it on one side, because it's going to automatically be within the tire on the other side. Well, they're going in better than I thought. Let's twist that swamper out and then just kind of do the same thing. That wasn't too bad. You just got to get them worked into that tire. Well, that wasn't too bad. That was easier than I thought. And she's pretty much in there. And it looks like it's not pinching the 2-stage anywhere. You can tell by just looking down the side here. You guys probably can't see that. I don't know if you can. You can see that it's nice and lined up there with the 1st-stage foam. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to show you anyways. All right. So that wasn't too bad. Cool. Those make a difference, though. We're just going to make sure we're not bulging anywhere. And then I think we are good. So there we go. That's one in. So that didn't go as bad as I thought it was going to go, and I didn't bugger up the foams. So now we just got to get that center ring in. And the center ring is vented there. There's some vents on that center ring. There's 2 actually. 2 vent holes. But they sure make a difference. Holy cow. Like, that's a huge difference. Like, I'm putting the same amount of pressure. Yeah, those things are going to be way better, I think, for where I run, that's for sure. Okay. Now we got to try and get this in. And we got to try to get it in. So like I said, that it goes into that bead in the center. So this could be a little harder because those are some pretty big rings. So just get it in through the bead. I wish you could lube them up somehow without screwing that up. So you can see how they're starting to go in there. And they're not really buggering up the... But you got to get this bead. Got to get it past this bead here. And that's the fun part. Don't mind my sweat. It's actually kind of warm in my room here. I got the door closed so that my wife doesn't hear me. I'm in the basement. She's upstairs, but I am recording, so I try to not interrupt her and she doesn't interrupt me. There we go. So once you get that bead done, you get a bit of it out, you can pull the rest of that bead out. Just make sure not to rip the tire. And then she goes right in. And that's perfect. She's in there now. So you can see that it's in there and it's sitting on those, this part here, the little bump out there to catch the bead. And now that ain't gonna turn in there. Boy, that's a lot of work. Okay, these are not directional. The super swampers, you can go either way. So if you look at the tread, it goes that way, or this way, sorry. So they're not directional. They are, but they're not, right? Doesn't matter which way you put them together. All right, so then you put your back bead in. Make sure she gets into the bead of the tire. Boy, these are some beefy tires, these ones. These were the ones people recommended. I was looking at the Hiluxes, but the Super Swampers seem to be the go-to for most of the SCX. There are some J-Concept Tusks in 2.9 that I was interested in possibly trying also. Not sure on the Honcho, but if I eventually, I'm sure I'm going to love this truck. I have a 1/5 scale gasser that I just love the size of it. I have the 5T. I don't run it much anymore, but like I said, when I saw these come out, I knew eventually I was just going to have to get one. Okay, so now we just got to make sure we line up. And you know, there's a trick to this, but I don't normally do it on these tires. I do it on some of the RC four-wheel drive ones because they're a pain in the butt to line up the holes. I put a little bit of bubbles in there. And what I mean by bubbles is, you know, what you get your kid to blow bubbles, that stuff. You just put a little bit in the bead, and then you can turn your tire, your bead lock, so that you get everything lined up. But I think we'll be not too bad off without using it here. But because everything screws from the back, and it's a lot easier when you don't have all the bead screws. So you just get that set into the bead like so. I think we're lined up. Ooh, I think we got lucky. And I forgot to put my battery back in the frickin' charger. Yeah, I think we're pretty close there. It's that simple. So I don't think we're in the bead there. Oh yeah, we're in the bead. And they also said some guys were having these slip in the stock Falcon tires, so they'd be out running and it would slip in here because they are a lot softer than, well, they would the rim would actually turn inside the wheel. So with these double stage too, I think that's going to help that. I haven't heard of them doing it in the Super Swampers, but I did see a few people say that it was doing that in the Falcons, these Method rims. So there we go. She is in there, and I need my drill. I hope all this was in the screen. I never really was checking that, but I'm pretty sure we were. And we'll start, and hopefully my battery will last to get one tire done. And again, you're going into plastic, into metal. So I'm not going to use any Yeah, we're lined up good. I'm not going to use any bead lock. You are screwing into plastic, so I'm just getting a few of them started here before I tighten it right in. Make sure that I'm lining up with them all. You don't want to strip anything out. Yeah, we're lining up nice. We'll get them in just a little bit and then we'll tighten them in. Yeah, I don't think we need any thread lock on these. I'll keep an eye on them to see. But because they're going through plastic at the start and then into the metal, because they are actually, the plastic's really going to hold it. It has a little bit more flex than just metal to metal, right? So we'll see, but I don't think I need any. If I lose a screw or two, I got screw kits all over the place in this shop, so I'm sure I've got a couple of these button heads in this size. If not, we'll find some. But I think we'll be okay. I'll check it after its first run. All right, one more, and we can tighten her in. And that'll be the tires. So what I'll probably do is get all of these put together off screen, because we did one, we've seen it. We know how to do these dual stage foams into these tires and how these work. I don't think I need to bore you with putting the rest together, but when I get them all done, I'll come back in and we'll put them onto the truck. Just showing you that center cap going onto the truck. And then maybe we'll do the, on the same video, I'll do the binding of the rugged. Losing my fucking train of thought here. We'll do the rugged binding, and then we should be good to go. So I'll be back when I get all of these done. So there's one. There we go. God, I like those. Those are going to look really, really good. Man, those are, yeah, that's going to make a big difference, I think, from the stock. But yeah, so there we go. On to the Swampers, soon to be on to the SCX6. And I don't mind the back is plastic. They're not the ones that take a lot of the beating, is the back bead anyways, depending on where you're driving and how you drive. But we'll see how they last. These, I think I've seen these for 25 bucks a set for two tires. So if these get beat up, I can always order just another set of the Axial stock ones and keep using them. Or I'm sure I'll find some other rims that I like, maybe even the silver ones, and get another set of tires with the silver ones. So anyways, I'll get all these put together and then we'll come back and put them onto the rig. All right, so again, in a flash, I'll be back. All right, guys, we're back. We got all the wheels done, and we're just putting them back on the truck. I've got the other side already back on. On the front end, I noticed that the offset of these are a little bit different. I think these are a +2 offset, and it's a little close to the steering on the other side. The tire itself is a lot wider than the stock tires, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but like, they don't look much thicker when we put them side by side. Like, they are a little bit. If you look at it that way, I guess you can see that they are, you know, finger width. So I might have to look at some spacers or some different hexes to be able to run those wheels comfortably. It's not rubbing, but it's close. Like, it's very, very close. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I never thought of that when I got these, that they would be a little bit close to the steering mechanism, but we got free turn on the steering. No issues there. So I think we'll be okay, but we'll just get these on for you so you can have a good look. We'll just do this one here at the back end, and we'll probably button up this video. I don't think I will do the what am I trying to say? I don't think we will do the binding with my rugged on this video. I think it's going to be long enough, so I just thought we would get these going here and get these last pieces in. Excuse me, I'm going to stand over top of you here. And my battery died on my electric drill, so we got to do these by hand. I did put it back in. I had to do one tire, two I had to do by hand because the battery died. So you just got to put that cap back on, hold it in place till you get one screw all the way in to hold it, and then you're good. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Yeah, that would have been funny, wouldn't it? I got too excited there to get the cap back on. I didn't put the wheel nut back on. So you need a 10 millimeter wrench to put the wheel, come on, get out of there, bugger, to put the wheel lock nut up back on. And where are they? They're over here somewhere, right here. So I had this trusty, yeah, that's kind of why that wheel was feeling a little loose. I had this lovely 4-in-1 wrench that was from my nitro days. This was for changing out glow plugs and stuff in the nitro engine, and it happens to have a 10 millimeter in there. And because I'm used to the 1/10 scale with the 12 millimeter hexes and the, what is it, 7 millimeter nuts, 8 millimeter, 7 millimeter. So I don't have a 10 millimeter driver, but this worked just fine. There we go, that's better. Now we'll get back to doing this again. 6 screws on each cap. I try to line the cap up with the method to the method here. Make sure that it's, you know, I'm a little OCD that way. Like things to look the same, or at least match up. So I'm a lefty, so excuse my hands in front of the camera here. I got it sitting beside me, and the 6 is on the bench beside my normal workbench. So there you go. Once you get her in there, that's what she's going to look like. So there you go. We'll throw the front one on just so you can have a gander. I like how they look. I really like how they look. And you know what we should do? Let's weigh one of them before we end here, so that you know the difference here. Well, we didn't weigh the other ones, darn it, but at least we'll kind of have an idea what these weigh. So we'll put the scale here, zero it out. We're in grams. Yep, we're in grams. So with the tire, 2-stage foams, and half plastic and half aluminum, or 520 grams. So that's not bad. So 520 on all 4. Yeah, you guys do the math. So it's what, 1,040 front and rear. So 2,080. I think I'm close. 2,080. That's pretty good weight addition. Not too bad. I should have weighed the stock ones, but I forgot. But that's okay. It wasn't a planned thing. So anyways, that is probably where we're going to end the video of the Super Swampers and the 2-stage foam, Proline 2-stage foams, and the Proline Method front beadlock wheels. So you get just the front again. I like the bronze over I don't know why they discontinued them. I like the bronze way better than the silver. So if you want to try and find these, here's the part number, 2804-00, the Method 305 NV bronze 2.9 aluminum wheel face for the SCX6. So hopefully that's long enough for you guys. Let me see if I can get it to focus in there a little bit better. There you go. And if you want to do some searching wherever you are to see if you can find them, because I do like them better than the silver. But anyways, thanks for coming along on this video and doing a little bit of upgrades to the SCX6, the first upgrades to it. We just got this rig a little bit ago, like a couple weeks ago, and we're just getting it ready for its maiden voyage. So this was where I started, was wheels and tires. So thanks again. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share, and everybody stay safe, and we'll see you at the next one. Cheers.